This guy here is Frederic, and he's from Germany. I am Daníel, by the way. I'm from Iceland. We're here as exchange students. I just want to begin by saying that I'm most grateful for having the opportunity for being here in New Zealand as an exchange student. There are not many people that can be and want to be exchange students. It is a very challenging thing. Speaking another language is difficult, but as you can hear, me and especially Frederic just speak English like every other Kiwi, with no foreign accent. Going away from your family, friends, and your own country for a long time is difficult. It challenges you in many different ways and helps you to grow up and get more mature. Different culture and people gives you the chance to see things from another angle, and you start to reevaluate things in your life. For example, I study things that people in Iceland consider normal and pretty boring, are really interesting to foreign people. And likewise, I've noticed the same thing here. You often don't realize all those extraordinary things that you have in your life, not until they disappear from it. You have to be very open-minded to succeed as an exchange student. And I've discovered that life is so much easier and much more fun if you are open-minded and think positive. If I had to describe my experience so far as an exchange student, I would definitely say adventurous. Iceland. It's a small island, 3 times smaller than New Zealand, but with a population of 320,000. Not much, but it's in Northern Europe, in the Atlantic Ocean. If you don't know where it is, it's on the other side of the planet. And first of all, let's make it clear that we don't live in igloos or snow. I've been asked this before, and we don't ride polar bears. And we do have TVs and computers, so it's not a new thing for me. And yes, Iceland is the green one, and Greenland is the icy one. I've heard that pretty often here. When I'm saying I'm from Iceland, people are like, "Ah, yes, Iceland is the green one and Greenland is the ice one." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've never heard that before." So, I have so many things to tell you about Iceland, but I've chosen one thing, quite randomly, in fact. In Iceland, we have 13 Santa Clauses. And I'm not lying. And they are the sons of the trolls Grýla and Leppalúði. Grýla and Leppalúði were frightening creatures and had a reputation for stealing and eating children who were naughty. Leppalúði was bedridden, so Grýla had to go around the countryside to find food for her husband. At Christmas time, she steals children that have been naughty during the year and cooks them for dinner. So, no naughty children in Iceland. We're all good. They also have a Christmas cat who eats every naughty kid alive. The legend of the Jólasveinar, our Santa Clauses, they're called Jólasveinar, stem from this story about Grýla and Leppalúði. When stories about the Jólasveinar first appeared, they were frightening creatures just like their parents. Over the years, they have become milder, gentler creatures and more human-like. In the earlier stories, they would arrive one at a time, starting 13 days before Christmas. Each one would do their best to cause trouble on Christmas preparations. One would steal food, one would try to ruin Christmas, one would dirty the clothes, and one would steal the candles. Not good. And today they leave little presents for the children who have behaved well all year. The children leave their shoes in the windowsills overnight, and the Jólasveinar fill their shoes with little gifts. So it's good to have a big shoe. Any children who have been naughty get a potato or some other reminder that good behavior is essential around Christmas. I have to give some credit for AFS, the student exchange organization, for being well active. They prepare you well, always find something for you to do with other exchange students, at least once or twice a month. And they find you a good family, and if the family doesn't suit you, you can even change families. Pretty good. One of the best part of the other exchange, no, one of the best part of it is the other exchange students. In Iceland, we had a camp over one weekend with all of us who were going overseas as an exchange student, and everybody became just like best friends. And here in New Zealand, I went to a camp too, with students from many different countries. Same story there. Every exchange student from every country is just great. But people from Finland are pretty weird though. When I stepped out of the airport, everything was so exciting. I realize it now that I looked down like an idiot, being so amazed of how the grass was, and all the trees, and the birds, and butterflies, and stuff. Then I started school here at Tawa College. Everyone has been so friendly to me. It was not hard at all to get friends. People here are so friendly. Even if you're walking on the street and walk past a stranger, he says, "Good day." In Iceland, most people would just like look grumpy and try to avoid eye contact so they wouldn't have to talk to you. Or maybe that's just on Mondays after a good weekend, I don't know. I just want to thank everyone here for helping out, making the most out of my experience so far. So I want to give thanks to my friends, both of them. My classmates, the teachers who understand I'm foreign and that I can barely speak English. My singing and guitar teachers for tolerating me when I forget to show up for most lessons. And the first 11 football team and staff. I just hope you all won't stop being so nice to me after I said thanks now. I still got many months left here. So, thanks for listening, and see you all at ballroom dancing.
So yeah, as Daníel told you, my name is Frederic and I'm from Germany, and I'll talk a bit about my first days in New Zealand. So yeah, imagine this situation. You decided to make an exchange, and you think about it, and you read about it, and you talk with people who did one, but you have actually no idea how it's going to be like. And then suddenly it's the day of your flight. And you leave your friends and your family, and you're going to sit in a plane for the next 30 hours. And yeah, you wake up, and instead of lying in your own bed, you're in an airport in Los Angeles with a couple of friends, waiting for your next 13 hours flight to Auckland. That was kind of strange. And yeah, when you fly over your exchange country, you have the first impressions of it. The weather's nice, the landscape's amazing, and you had quite nice lollies for the landing. Yeah, and then you meet your host family for the first time, the people you live with for the next half a year, and you just look and smell like you've been traveling around for the last 2 days. And then, after about 50 hours awake, you can finally go to sleep. I slept pretty well that night, I can tell you. Yeah, the next day, I met with the other students of my organization in Wellington, and we went a bit around. And Wellington is just so awesome with the waterfront and all the cafes and bars and the lights at night time. I really like it. I mean, it's just $3 and 15 minutes away. What I really like in New Zealand as well is that you can do heaps of outdoor activities like biking or hiking, and you can go for a swim whenever you want, even though it can be quite cold. Yeah, your night school was quite different to what I was used from Germany. especially that you have school until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. In Germany, school starts usually at 8 a.m. and finishes at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's cool.
And after that, you go home and have lunch and make your homework. But what I think is really good at New Zealand schools is that you can do all your sports at school. You don't have that in Germany, so if you want to do sport, you have to find yourself a club, and that can be quite far away. And I think it's pretty good that you can choose practical subjects like food or woodwork, because you have really a lot of theory in German lessons. And yeah, speaking English, I don't have an accent at all. Yeah, at first it was quite tiring to speak English all the time. You have to concentrate a lot about what you're actually saying rather than just talk. But I get used to it quite quickly, and now it's nearly like speaking German. Yeah, it's really a different situation. I did a lot of things that I wouldn't have done if I would have stayed in Germany, and I saw a lot of New Zealand. I went hiking in the Tongariro National Park, and I was on the Tawa College bike trip on South Island, and I rented in the last holidays. I went around the South Island with about 40 other exchange students. That was a lot of fun. So altogether, I had a really good time in New Zealand so far, and I'm glad that I came here. Thanks for listening.